Kaya had never felt that before. A strange weight in her chest, as if something had been torn from her. It had been 3 days since she lost her cub, 3 days since the sounds of the forest stopped making sense. She wandered aimlessly, her enormous arms hanging empty, her heavy body dragging itself between the trees. That was when she heard it. A weak whimper, almost inaudible, coming from behind the bushes. Kaya hesitated. She pushed the branches aside and froze. An antelope calf lay there, trembling, covered in wounds. Its thin legs were bent at wrong angles, its fur stained with dried blood. The brown eyes looked up at her without fear, only exhaustion. He should have run. But he didn't. Kaya lowered herself slowly. Her thick fingers touched the fragile little body with a delicacy she didn't even know she possessed. The calf let out a faint sigh, as if it could finally rest. At that moment, something changed completely. The pain in Kaya's chest turned into something else, something fierce and protective. She lifted the little one against her chest and began to walk quickly back. If you're enjoying this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like it, and comment which city or country you're watching from. In the den, Kaya cleaned the calf's wounds with her tongue, removing the dried blood with extreme care. He was so small, so fragile. Every movement she made was cautious, as if the little one could break at any moment without warning. But there was a problem Kaya couldn't solve on her own. The calf needed milk, and she had nothing to offer. Her breasts had dried up days earlier, along with the hope she carried. She watched the little one weaken hour after hour, the eyes losing their shine, the body growing limp. Despair consumed her completely. Kaya left the den and walked through the forest until she found what she was looking for. A female antelope grazed alone, away from the group. Her belly was still swollen, the signs of recent loss marked in her slow, heavy movements. Kaya approached slowly, holding the calf against her chest. The antelope raised her head, her entire body tense, ready to flee. But then her eyes met the little one in Kaya's arms. She froze. She recognized something in that scent, in that fragile body. For a long moment, the two mothers simply stared at each other. Two creatures that should have been enemies, united by the same pain impossible to name. The antelope took the first step. Then another. Kaya didn't move, only held the calf firmly. When the antelope lowered her head and smelled the little one, something silent passed between them. An agreement neither of them could explain. In the days that followed, Kaya brought the calf to the clearing where the antelope waited. She nursed him while Kaya stood watch, alert to any movement in the forest. It was a strange, impossible dance. Two species that nature separated, united by something greater than instinct. The calf began to grow stronger. Kaya watched every change with a mix of relief and fear. He still had no name. She didn't know if she should give him one. Maybe naming him meant accepting that he was hers, and she wasn't yet sure she had the right. But with each passing day, the bond grew stronger. The calf sought her out when he was afraid, snuggled against her chest at night, responded to the sound of her voice. Kaya began to teach him. Not the things an antelope should know, but what she knew. How to hide, how to recognize danger, how to trust his own senses. She was raising something that didn't exist. Something the forest had never seen. 5 months later, the calf was no longer so small. His legs had grown, his body gained muscle. But something began to change inside him completely. He spent hours staring at the distant horizon, his ears twitching at the faintest sound of other antelopes. Kaya noticed. He was calling for his own species. One day, while they rested near the river, a large herd passed by. The calf lifted his head, his entire body alert. He made a sound Kaya had never heard him make before. It was a call. And the herd answered. Kaya felt her chest tighten. She knew what she had to do, but every fiber of her body screamed against it. For weeks, she delayed. She hunted farther away, took him to isolated places, tried to keep him to herself. But then came the night he didn't sleep. He was restless, calling softly, his eyes fixed in the direction where the herd had disappeared. Kaya watched him all night, silent tears soaking her fur. The next morning, she made the hardest decision of her life. She held him against her chest one last time, breathed in his scent deeply, and began to walk. Not toward the den, but toward where the herd was. The herd accepted him. Kaya watched from a distance as other antelopes smelled him, touched him, welcomed him completely. He looked back once, and Kaya waved. It was time to go. She returned alone. The silence of the den was deafening. For weeks, she merely existed, hunting by instinct, sleeping without resting. The pain was constant, heavy as stone in her chest. 3 months passed. Kaya was near the river when she saw him. No longer a calf, but a young, strong antelope. And beside him, something that made her heart stop. A wounded calf, even smaller than he had been. The young antelope carried him carefully, protecting him from the others. Exactly as Kaya had done. Their eyes met across the distance. He didn't approach, but the message was clear. The love she planted didn't die. It transformed into something greater, something he was passing on now. Kaya turned and walked back. For the first time in months, the weight was gone. Her love didn't end when he left. It simply grew wings. If this story moved you, leave a comment saying where you're watching from and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.